Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 37, the penultimate weekend of the 2018-2019 Premier League season. But as always, before we make the predictions for this week, let's have a quick look back at how badly we did in week 36.
So to be honest, last week I thought I did alright. I got 7 points with 2 perfect scores. That one of them being Liverpool to correctly beat Huddersfield 5-0. I don't know how I got that one right. And then the other one being Man Utd to draw with Chelsea.
Yeah, and I had 1 point less than you, Nathan. I had 6 points with just the one perfect score, which was the Manchester United versus Chelsea game. So overall now, Nathan, you're on 249 points and I'm on 266 points. Looking in the comment section, they didn't fare too well in there either. Top scorer of the week with just 9 points, but congratulations anyway, was Francis Bellardi. Yeah, 9 points, Francis. Congratulations, and thank you for predicting the scores each and every week. For those of you who are playing along in the Fantasy Football League, here is the top 10. On top of the pops, once again, is Sorry Not Sorry, managed by Jason Wade, had a game week total of 68 points and has a grand total of 2,282 points overall. Top scorer of the week, however, was Webby Webstars, managed by Josh Webb, and he had 141 points, which is fantastic, which is probably the highest score, I think, in our league all season. And that puts him on 2,240 points overall, still 42 points away from the top, though. You, Nathan, you had an iffy week, I would say. You had 50 points.
I was going to triple captain Salah as well, but guess who missed the deadline once again?
You, I think it was Friday night fixture, was it?
I didn't realise that. I thought it was a Saturday one.
Puts you in 40th position in our table, and you got 2,019 points overall. I had 15 points more than you. I had 65 points, but which puts me on 1,994 points overall, and I'm in 47th position. But enough of that, that's the housekeeping done. Let's make some predictions.
Okay, so first up we have the Friday fixture between Everton and Burnley. Now both teams doing really well. Everton, of course, beating Man United 4-0 the other week, and Burnley, well, their form's been fantastic as well. But yeah, this is a tricky one. I don't know what's going to happen here. Literally, both sides could win, but I don't know. I can only see it being a stalemate, and that's going to be a 1-1 draw.
I disagree on this one. I think Everton being at home, I know that they drew last week against Crystal Palace, which was a so-so result after being in such fine form. Burnley themselves, I think they narrowly lost last week against Manchester City 1-0 at home, but they had a lot of chances, Manchester City. They cleared off the line and all sorts of things were going on there. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for the Toffees in this fixture. Next up, we've got Bournemouth at home against Spurs. Last night, of course, Spurs lost 1-0 against Ajax in the first leg of the semi-finals of the European Cup. Or I should say Champions League. I'm going old school there. I think they're going to be too strong for Bournemouth. Bournemouth want to really end the season on a high. I can't see them, I don't think they got a good enough squad there really to beat the likes of Spurs at the moment. So I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 victory to Spurs in this game. I think Son will be back. I know he's banned for that European match.
I somewhat agree with you that Spurs are definitely going to win this one, mainly because of Bournemouth's really iffy form at the moment, especially for where they are in the table. But I don't know, I think Spurs are actually going to win 2-0, to be honest. Maybe a Son goal and an Everton goal, unless they rest both of the players, both of them. But of course, Son didn't play on yesterday, so he's probably going to. I imagine he's going to play. So, moving on to the 3 o'clocks. First up, we have West Ham versus Southampton. Southampton, their form's starting to decline a bit after they had that really good spell when Hasenhüttl took over, of course, but. West Ham, patchy, did win last time. Going to be a tricky one. West Ham are at home though, and they tend to play well at home, usually, but it's going to be a stalemate. I think it's going to be 1-1.
Very difficult match to predict this one. Last weekend, of course, West Ham, first victors over Tottenham in the new stadium. You don't know which West Ham are going to turn up each week. Is it going to be the happy hammers who hammer the opposition, or is it going to be the dreadful sort of performance team that comes out. Southampton, trundling along quite nicely there near the bottom of the table. They're safe now, so I think it's going to be a stalemate as well, and I'm going to go for 1-1 in this fixture. Next up, we've got Wolves at home against Fulham. Fulham on a nice little run of form at the moment, winning their last 3 fixtures. Wolves currently in 7th position, winning their last 2 matches. Last time out, they beat Watford, a very good victory against Watford, getting a little bit of revenge over the FA Cup semi-final, and I think they lost. Yeah, they did lose to them earlier in the season as well. And prior to that, they had a very good win over Arsenal, which was 3-1. And I can actually see them carving out the same score line against Fulham. So I'm going to go for 3-1. I don't think... I'm looking at the match that Fulham played in last week. Okay, they were the more dominant team against Cardiff, but Cardiff had a lot of chances at the end when they threw caution to the wind, and
we got worked again.
They were... Fulham were were very fortunate not to give away a penalty as well against
but of course, we'll get onto that later, because we'll have a few comments about that.
3-1 for me anyway for Wolves in this match.
I actually disagree.
Oh, right, okay.
Because, Fulham, look at their form.
Yes.
Their form's been good, but so have Wolves. But Wolves, they just can't seem to beat the teams way below them. Like, when they beat Watford, you could say that's a team below them, but it is a team around them, and they always perform against the top 6, as people say. But I don't know, it's been a while since they played someone so low in the table. Like, they lost twice to Huddersfield, so I don't know. I think it's gonna be a tricky one. 1-1.
Yeah, I think they'll beat them because
I think they'll pull it off.
Fulham think they're a bit of a footballing side, and Wolves seem to have done well against footballing sides this season. So.
Yeah, tricky one to predict that, but anyway. So speaking of Cardiff, that's the next fixture, the 5:30 kick-off between Cardiff and Crystal Palace. Now, if we lose or draw, we're relegated, which is quite something.
Yeah, Cardiff got to win this one. So.
But something absolutely shocking coming out in the news earlier today is that Warnock has been fined £20,000 for his comments after the Chelsea match, saying that the referees are the worst in the world. Now, to be honest, that is an absolute disgrace by the FA, because if you can't voice your opinion on the shocking refereeing that goes on in that league and the absolute bias that goes ahead against the top 6 clubs, and just the refereeing in general, like when we saw against Watford, then it's ridiculous. Like,
I think it's to do with respect, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but how can you respect the
they are terrible,
linesman? It's ridiculous. Like, the person who should be paying that £20,000 fine, now that is a bit excessive for saying that it's the worst refereeing in the world. Like, he didn't even that, like, just 4 words.
Well, apparently you may not be paying it anyway, because I see there's a crowdfunding page set up by the fans of Cardiff.
Yeah, I'm going to be donating money to that.
Right, okay.
I hope all the Cardiff fans do, but...
is that rant over now?
No, the rant isn't over. The person who should be paying that fine is Craig Pawson for the absolute disgrace of your refereeing against Cardiff all season.
Interesting. Right, should we get...
Yes, we'll be getting back to the football. Now, Cardiff, we have to win this one. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to predict on it anyway, since I absolutely have to. I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory. We always seem to perform at home. We've got to have some hope. We've got to hope that we get at least a result at Man United, because I just hope we stay up, even though I like Championship football better if we get shocking refereeing displays like that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, 2-1 Cardiff.
2-1, yeah. Crystal Palace been in fine form away this season, time and time again. No, they drew last weekend at home, as we said a little bit earlier, didn't we? They drew against Everton, and prior to that they had a fine victory over Arsenal, so it's going to be very difficult for the Bluebirds in this match. However, there's a couple of things in Cardiff's favour this weekend. They're going to be backed by a fantastic crowd at the Cardiff City Stadium. I know Palace will bring their fans, and they'll probably be one of the better away fans
probably
in
the best, I'd say, behind Cardiff.
We'll see on Saturday. Aaron Gunnarsson as well. It'll be his final home match, so he will want to put on a show for the Bluebird faithful, although I think he's got a slight knock, but hopefully he should be okay for the game on the weekend. So
Joe Rolls is out for the season as well.
Joe Rolls out. We know Bamba's out as well, and Ken Sahor last weekend didn't feature.
He was terrible.
Because he didn't
match before.
I thought he did well. He tried really hard, but unfortunately no goals. But for me, I'm going to go for I was going to think of a 2-0 on this one, but I don't think Cardiff are going to keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for the Bluebirds over the Eagles in this one.
Brilliant. Also, I saw on Instagram or Twitter earlier this week that Patterson is finally off his crutches, but
is he? Right.
I don't think he'll be available for this weekend, but it'd be an absolute miracle if he can be there for Man United.
He won't be there, no.
Oh, okay.
That's his season over.
I don't know.
Anyway, moving on to the evening kick-off, because the Cardiff match kicks off 5:30, which will be at and vlogging. You'll be vlogging.
Of course, yes, the video will be up, and hopefully there'll be no rants this week.
Hopefully not.
Unlike the past about 5 or 6 videos.
Excellent. Okay, but yeah, the Newcastle against Liverpool match, that kicks off at 7:45 on Saturday evening. And I think, well, Liverpool are playing this evening against Barcelona. They've got a very tough match tonight. And they've got I think it's next week, the second leg as well. So, massive games, these 3 fixtures for Liverpool. However, if they get a negative result this evening and they need to turn it around next week, I can see Newcastle playing on that and getting a positive result at home at St James's Park to put a spanner in the works for Liverpool. Particularly, I know they've got a fine defence, Liverpool, although watching Alexander Arnold very, very closely, I think defensively he's not the best. Going forward, he's amazing, really good. But defensively, I know he's still young. I think you can get at him, and I think that's where possibly Rafael Benitez will be concentrating on that left-hand side. And in this fixture, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and that'll send the tune into delirium up there, on the tune.
Yeah, and that'll also confirm Man City being champions as well. That result.
Not necessarily, because they still got to play 2 matches.
Yeah, but I think if they win, then they'll be champions. So
yeah. Well, no, because they'll be 4 points ahead. Yeah. Okay, so what's your predictions for that match?
Well, to be honest, I think Liverpool are going to lose tonight. I think Virgil van Dijk is going to do a Jerome Boateng. Well, that's what I think is going to happen. Messi is just going to run rings around him. He is going to be put on his bum. And then
really, I think he's been superb this season, Van Dijk.
I know, but you could say that about Jerome Boateng, I believe in 2014 or 15, was it? And then that happens to him, and then a chip goes over to Stegen's head, not to Stegen, over Manuel Neuer's head, and then just limbs everywhere. But I reckon the same is going to happen tonight with Van Dijk and Alisson. With Messi, they need to watch out. But Jurgen, if they lose tonight, then he's going to want them focusing on the league, because they're going to want some silverware this season. And well, yeah, I think definitely Liverpool will win this one. Jurgen's going to be like, yes, you have to win this, and you have to win all the remaining matches of the season just to be in with a chance, really. But yeah, 3-0 Liverpool. They're going to bounce back from a probable defeat tonight.
Okay.
Next up, we have Chelsea versus Watford on Sunday at 2:00. Now, both Chelsea, terrible form recently. Picking up draws here and there, haven't won in 4 matches. Watford doing well, did lose the last time out to Wolves, but they've been performing. And of course, they're on the wrong end of a record breaker goal as well. So, yeah, I think this is going to be close at the Bridge, but I think it's going to be 1-1. Delafeu goal, maybe Higuain goal.
I think, I think differently in this match. At home, Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, Watford, fine season, trailing off slightly now. I know that Chelsea haven't won in the last 3 or 4 matches, drawing 2 and losing the other, but that was against Manchester United, Burnley and Liverpool. So Hazard is going to want to put it on a show. Could be going to Real Madrid, we never know. But I think they're just going to have slightly too much quality for Watford, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to the Blues in this one. Next up, we've got Huddersfield against Manchester United. Man United fans have been ripping into their team recently. They find themselves in 6th position. Terrible run. They've won once in the last 5 fixtures. They did get that draw last time out against Chelsea, and I thought they performed okay in that match. Huddersfield rock bottom of the table. Form terrible, just losing all the time. So straightforward victory to the Red Devils in this one, and I'm going for a 2-0 scoreline.
Yeah, it's going to be a miracle, because Man United are actually going to win something for the first time in a while now. When Solskjaer was appointed, I did have more worries about it after the shambles he put Cardiff in.
Well, a lot of Cardiff City fans were telling Manchester United, watch.
Yeah,
all this.
Watch what happens. He always starts well, but then he just falls down the drain in the Premier League.
Yeah, in Mulder he was very good. Though.
He's very good. Yeah, but that's in Norway, and he has the backing, and they're one of they're pretty much the best team in the league with players wise anyway. But anything can happen in the Premier League, and he put a Cardiff team that weren't in the relegation zone rock bottom. We had Wilfred Zaha, Wankala and all the good players and some great Premier League players, but he ruined the team pretty much. But he's sort of doing the same with United, dropping down on form. We did warn you, United fans, but he's actually going to win something. I think it's going to be a 2-0 victory to the Red Devils. Huddersfield, awful. I can't say anything more. Aaron Moy's probably going to be gone in the summer, I reckon. Sorry, Huddersfield fans. Next up, we have another dreadfully performing team, Arsenal, against Brighton. Well, it's a battle of the two not so good teams at the moment, but Arsenal Fan TV was a great watch on the weekend after they got destroyed by Leicester. Lots of their fans saying that the players are not fit to wear the shirt and they need to have a massive clear out and bring in loads of new players. If, of course, the board backs you, Stan Kroenke put some money in for them. Brighton hanging on at the moment. Newcastle, he didn't do us a favour there. Getting a draw there, and then, yeah. So, but, however, Arsenal are at home, and Brighton, they just don't seem to play possession football and seem to be parking the bus to get the single point. And I think it's going to be a 3-0 goal, 2 goals from Aubameyang and 1 from Lacazette.
Yeah, Arsenal last weekend, absolutely terrible against Leicester. 3-0 victory, could have been more. Not good from an Arsenal point of view. Brighton, they seem to be grinding out the results, parking the bus, as you said. Not pretty to watch. It looks like they're going to stay up now, barring a miracle from Cardiff. They could actually get a draw in this fixture. However, I'm going to go for
down, of course.
It will, of course, yeah. But I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to Arsenal in this one. I think Brighton are going to go there and park the bus again. I don't think they're going to show any attacking intent like they haven't done for about 6 matches now. Really bad to watch, and I really fear for them next season unless there's some real investment and they get some change the way they play at the moment, because the last 6 matches have been not good really from their point of view.
Embarrassing to watch. Embarrassing.
Well, you could say that, but you've got to do what you've got to do to stay in the league sometimes.
Unless they get relegated, of course, where they'll have to do a total overhaul.
Yeah, interesting.
Anyway,
yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory in this one. Final match of the weekend takes place on Monday evening, and that's between Manchester City against Leicester. Leicester, as we just touched on, fine victory over Arsenal last weekend. Manchester City, they've now won 12 matches on the bounce. Liverpool just in second, they've won 7 matches on the bounce. So I think this is going to be the 13th match that they win on the trot. And I'm going to go for a comprehensive 3-0 win to the Citizens. They're not in Europe this week. Pep's going to have them fired up. They're going to... That's all they've got now to win the league, and they go for the FA Cup as well. But I'm going for a straightforward 3-0 win to Manchester City in this one.
Yeah, so Man City working for the double. I don't think the FA Cup's going to be too difficult for them because they are playing Watford and
working for the no. This is the treble. They've already won the Cup.
Of course, they did win the League Cup. Completely forgot about that one.
And if, in the words of Pep, it's the quadruple, because they won the Community Shield at the start of the season.
Yep, that's very true. Even though most people don't count that as a trophy, really, because they seem to. Well, in recent years, teams have seemed to put out their youngsters and stuff.
But I think they can use it. I can't remember. It's like 7 substitutes or something ridiculous. 5 subs, something like that.
And using and testing out their squads before the season starts. But I think Man City not in Europe, as you said this week. So Pep is going to want them all storming for the title, putting out strong teams every week. Leicester have been performing well recently as well. Got great up front. Jamie Vardy, Harvey Barnes, Maddison. Great, but I don't think they're going to overcome it. However, I think Man City won't keep a clean sheet, and I think it's going to be a 3-1 victory to the Citizens.
So that concludes our predictions for week 37 of this 2018-2019 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of the fixtures in the description. All you need to do is copy and paste them into your comment. Attempt to get the top scorer of the week, and like Francis Bilardi last week, you can get a shout out in the next video, which will be the final Premier League predictions video of the season. But I've got plenty more coming out through the summer. I've got lots of ideas. There's lots going on, like the African Nations Cup, season reviews, reviewing how well we got on our initial predictions for the league tables above the Championship and the Premier League. So there's lots to look forward to this summer. But for now, Nathan, is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
Yeah, sub to my channel, link in description below.
And you'll be vlogging at the Cardiff City versus Crystal Palace week.
Yes, for the last time this season, and maybe for the last time in the Premier League as well.
It's quite possible. It's looking that way anyway.
Yes, it's looking that way, but it's going to be ugly if we go down this weekend, I reckon.
No, I don't think so. I think people are quite content, really. Never really expected, massive
Never expected much, but the officials at the FA are going to get a nice reception.
Okay, I'll look forward to that. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you very much. We've now reached 2,000 subscribers. The goal was already, it was always to get to 1,000 subscribers, so we've doubled that now. Let's see if we can push on to 2,500 and 3,000 subscribers. Continue the word on our predictions, get the community growing and all that. But you guys, I can't thank you enough for the support throughout the season. But for now, we'll bid you farewell and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.